let's get straight into this. My name's Dalton. I'm the owner of HD Tactical. Today we're going to be preparing and kind of packing for our beach trip that we're leaving for Sunday. I'm going to kind of go over the different things and different stuff that I pack taking on long trips. Kind of give you a better idea of what you should be taking, what you should be packing. Um, so let's get straight into this. This is pretty much a dynamic um, gear breakdown. There's a lot of shit. Takes a lot of time to plan and perfect this. First things first, got bags, magazines, different holsters. This is my everyday carry bag. Pretty inconspicuous. I think this thing is a Swiss Army. Yeah, Swiss Army. So straight into it, we got medical stuff. Inside the medical stuff, you got different types of trauma meds. You got some pills for headaches, heartburn, super glue, all the good essential medications. Always need medical gear. Got a tourniquet just in case something bad happens. I know. Everybody says, "Oh, we're going on vacation. Why would we want to worry about the bad?" Because the bad happens when we least expect it, and we need to be prepared for those things. I haven't cleaned this thing out in a while. Oh wow, okay. There's all kinds of stuff up in here. Huh? Granola bars. Never know when you're gonna go hungry. Let's see. We got toilet paper, essential, freaking essential. Never know when you might have to pull over on the side of the road and get to it, right? I thought about this whenever we were flying to Vegas not long ago. I carry 3 different bags with me. This is a Wedget. This basically props doors open, leaves doors open for first responders or anybody else that needs to get in behind you. So I thought about this when we were going to Vegas. A friend of mine actually got into a fight on an airplane. He said it would have been great if there was an air marshal there, and ultimately would have been able to, help me fight with the person. But he basically had to hold the person until they made an emergency landing. So whenever we were flying to Vegas, I said, "Hey, I need something that I can kind of, inconspicuously carry that doesn't look like flex cuffs, but serves the same purpose." And here we go, right? Some big ass zip ties. I think I got these from like Harbor Freight or something. These things ultimately will be able to act as handcuffs. I needed some type of low retention thing to keep it nice and stowed away. I put them in this little tourniquet pouch here. Tourniquet pouch that I used to carry on my duty belt. Hot garbage for patrol work, but very handy for some other things, I guess. So inside of here, I got just miscellaneous tools. I got miscellaneous gear. This is essential, man. I can't tell you enough how essential this is when you are traveling on the road, because you got a seatbelt cutter, you have a window smasher, right? We get into a car accident. We see a car accident. The worst thing that we could possibly imagine is the fact that we can't get that person out of the car to start rendering aid to them. You got to have some way to get into these cars. In my vehicle, I carry a pair of heavy duty gloves, and I can't tell you. I can tell you, especially at one event, that came in handy. There was a car accident. Needed to get into the car. Couldn't get into the car. The only way into the car was through the windshield. And if I would have tried to use my bare hands, it would have completely torn me up. Thankfully, I carry a pair of mechanics gloves in my truck. Was able to get into the car. And that was pretty much the end of it. But 550 cord, huge, man. You don't know what you can do with 550 cord. 550 cord does all kinds of crazy, monotonous ass stuff that just you don't really expect to be using 550 cord for. Inside here, essentials, right? Got a pen, some duct tape wrapped around it. Great way to keep some tape on you. Duct tape is huge. A pin is huge. We need to be able to have some type of emergency blanket. Something happens, you need to be able to have some type of way to, if someone, hypothermia is the number one killer in the wild. If we need to make sure that we can ultimately, if the person gets wet or cold, we can get some way to heat them back up. Emergency ponchos, huge, man. No one likes wet feet, wet clothes. Something bad happens, you get in a car accident or something like that, you got to have some emergency ponchos. All this kind of stuff just kind of stays in this one little bag here. So I know the one with the voodoo sign on it, cool little EOTech patch. Cool, man. This is our tool pouch. We can take our little wedget thing, which it usually is, but it sits in my unit and rocks around. This is my everyday bag. I carry this bag every day. Keep a little wedget on there just in case something happens. We need to prop a door open. Wedges are really cool because even like classrooms, even like work buildings, offices, anything like this, dude, we can keep a door open. When we have like briefings or anything like that, keep the door open for the guys that don't work for our agency that's there to help. We just slap that thing on the hinges, and it's always cool to have one of those around. Next thing's next. We got another little pouch here. Got some extra little batteries. Got some chargers. That's always cool. So want to make sure we can have ways to revamp our gear if we need to revamp it and get it recharged back up, man, for the next time. Got some more batteries, AA, AAA, stuff like that. Dude, I can't tell you how aggravating it would be to go to the condo at the beach and find the freaking TV remote was dead. So simple things in life, man. Simple pleasures in life that we don't think about. That means a huge amount of to us. And you go to a condo, man, you think that everything's going to be kosher. You paid all this money, right, to go to the beach. Then you get there and the freaking TV remote's dead and you got to go to CVS. That will piss you off better than anything. Some gloves. Reason we got gloves is because in this same pouch we carry the TP, right? I got a pregnant wife right now. I got my bladder doesn't hold up the same as it used to. Man, you never know. Toilet paper is essential. I can't tell you how many nights on surveillance or working out and about, man. We were out in the wild doing all the good stuff that we do every day, and TP came in handy. Also, inside this little bag here, if you see, think ahead, man, and think about being sanitary and putting you some Germ-X in there. You nasty little filthy creatures. So that's just two of the bags. We went over the med kit. Cool. Med kit. I'm not even going to bust this thing open because it is hell on wheels trying to close it back down because I have every last centimeter of this thing slam packed full of shit. Think about medical, man. Think about what happens if someone gets an ouchie boo-boo at the beach. How bad is it going to suck? How bad is it going to have to be to go to run to CVS to get something when you could have just brought it yourself from your house? You're going to be paying double the cost of it. Let's see. Another thing that we got here is we got more zip ties and stuff. Zip ties are cool. Zip ties save a lot. If you're like me, you hold everything together with zip ties. Another thing that we have is a headlamp, man. Headlamps are huge. We're going to throw a headlamp in there because I can't tell you how many times we go throughout life and don't realize how dark some areas are, especially traveling. If you're traveling during the daytime, cool, but there's not always going to be a time that you're going to be traveling during the day or that catastrophic event happens and it lasts throughout the night. We don't think about that kind of stuff. So working with your hands is essential, and the last thing you want to be doing is holding a damn flashlight. So we can stick this in the front here where we can get to it fairly quickly. All right. Now, really and truthfully, a lot of this is set up for an airplane right now because I haven't really gone through and revamped it for the beach trip. I've really went through and revamped it to be able to fly with this thing. So that kind of puts a damper on a lot of what I would usually carry. I don't like to carry too much though, because this is a bag I carry every day, and I'm about to tell you exactly why I don't like to carry too much in here. Handcuff key, huge, right? Uh, as a police officer, you never know when you're gonna need a handcuff key, um, or dude, let's just say an attacker is smarter than you and brings handcuffs. How are you gonna get out of that? Are you gonna have your bag on you to get out of that situation? I know I am. Charging pack, phone charger. Dude, you can't. I can't tell you. You go out into the wild. You go out into everyday life, and we don't think about our phone going dead. And great little option to keep around and stays charged for like freaking 12 years. I think. I don't know. Not really, but stays charged for what seems like ever. This is a great little option, man, to get your phone charged quick. Get the charger out your little kit that you got in there. Get with it. Uh, freaking Carmex or whatever chapstick, man. Windy Airs, chap lips suck. No one wants no chap lips. Don't be the guy with chap lips. All right. More sanitary stuff. Another handcuff key. I don't know, man. I throw a lot of this stuff in here over the time, thinking, oh man, this is gonna be a great idea. Someone takes my first handcuff key. They got a second handcuff key, and I think I actually have a third handcuff key in here. I still got it in here. Compass, dude, this is huge. Your phone goes dead. You don't know which way is left, right, up, or down because we're geniuses, right? Everybody knows how to tell direction, all that good jazz. Yeah, no, not really, not all the time, not everywhere. I am horrible with directions. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You ask me which way is east or west, I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I can tell you if I have a compass and have a compass on hand to be able to tell you. See, I got some fake earrings in here, right? Change up my appearance a little bit, aka some of the stuff I do at work. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. This thing here, this is a phone charger and phone cord cleaner. This is freaking huge, man. This has saved my life a lot. Because especially with the older iPhones, bro, they were hot garbage. They get all kinds of pocket lint and all kinds of crazy stuff up in there. It's cool because if you're having some charging issues, try to use this first, and then ultimately try to get your new phone or get somebody to look at it. So I carry a badge and a wallet. That's all cool and jazzy, right? But some type of catastrophic event happens. I need some way to quickly deploy and look like the police. Okay, and I need to be easily identified as the police. I know this thing is goofy as hell. I get it, but this thing is really cool, especially out and about, and in urban environments where you're not really known. If we was back home, this would be super cool. This wouldn't be such an issue because everybody knows I'm a cop, right? Everybody knows I go to town. Everybody's like, hey, that's that dude that's a cop. Yeah, I get it. But if I'm in Florida or if I'm in Alabama, those dudes don't know me out there. And I can tell you the last thing you want to do is jump out with your gat and not be easily identified as the good guy. And you get gatted yourself. Nobody wants to get gassed down over something silly, right? So let's have some way to effectively mark ourselves as the good guy. A pen. Like I said, this is something that I would carry on an airplane, right? So I can put this thing in here, tell TSA, hey, no worries, it's a pen, guys. Y'all don't confiscate my stuff. I got a little whistle on here to try to easily get people to easily identify where the problem is. Got another little flashlight. Yeah, cool. Not really much to it, but it could be a little handy dandy work light or something like that. And there's a pen. This also serves as some type of striking tool. This is, when you can't have handy dandy guns around, you can ultimately carry a little pen, get to work if you need to. Nobody wants to be stuck in an environment where we can't work in a situation when we need to work. Cool. Okay. Passport, bro. Huge. If I need to get out of Dodge, this is the number one thing that people take. Carry your passport. Okay. Don't put it up in your closet and leave it, especially when you're traveling. Carry your passport, because there's some places, if I need to get out of Dodge, and I know this sounds like super crazy and super sketchy, but if I need to travel to another country because this country's fallen or something like that, they're not even going to let me anywhere near the border without that thing. Okay, so make sure you carry that. Um, that's pretty. I keep this pretty simplistic. I have a bag. You can probably notice where this is going. I have this bag that opens all the way up, and we do these super cool over at HD Tactical. We do these super cool Buffalo's 9mm carbines, right? So we can pop this bad boy open. Something's all stuck up in there right now. We can plug this bad boy up. We can get to work, right? Now we have an effective fighting weapon on our hands to be able to get a job done if we need to. If you see this lower is super cool, man. It actually has a retention, just like a pistol does. And then you have the magazine that feeds the gun. So now we can keep 2 magazines. Typically how I carry this is I carry 2 little 9mm Glock 17 mags in here. Makes it a little bit smaller, compact package. Flip this thing up. Put our little sling, wrap her around, put her in our bag, okay? Now, we can take our 2 big boy magazines and we can put them in here. Boom, man, now I have a freaking long gun at all times with me. That is super huge, man, because you don't really know what's going to happen. And I'm going to kind of show you what I usually carry in an environment like the beach. So if I can have a book sack on me, you know, say you're going to go to a concert or you're going to go to whatever jazz your wife wants to do. She wants to go out shopping or something like that, man. You carry this book sack, and now you literally have everything you need in this book sack. Shit hits the fan. Man, I don't even care. It's just protect your family. You got all the essential tools, or not even to protect your family, but protect your health, your everyday health. So think about these kinds of things, man. Okay. Let's see. Next thing, got this thing at Sam's yesterday, bro. 315 piece Ouchie Boo Boo kit. This thing is the bee's knees. This is gonna go on my unit after I get done with the beach trip, though, because this thing is just, this thing's got everything, bro. Like, this thing's got purified water, like a sticker. Cool, right? Some gloves. Dude, I don't know. We got all kinds of crazy stuff up in here. I really got to go through all of it and really see what we got. But it's got this cool little shelf thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it flips over, right? Then we got some sterile dressing. We got some other gauze pads, stuff like that, dude. And just in case somebody gets a little ouchie boo-boo, I can be able to treat it on the go. We don't have to go to a hospital or anything like that. I should have everything. We have like stain cream and stuff in here. And I tell you why I thought about this is because every year when I was a kid, we go to the beach and it never freaking failed. I was going to stump my toe every year. So I was like, man, I got a nephew now. You know, I got other family too. I got smaller family. I need to have a first aid kit on hand. That way, whenever they pull one of those Dalton moves and they stump their toes while the parents are cooking, having a good time, I can go ahead and treat them. I don't have to bring them to a hospital like my parents did. This is my everyday carry gun. This is pretty cool jazz here. We have an RDS. We have a light. This is what I would carry out to dinner. I would carry this thing if we were going to go shopping or something like that. It's just not in an event like an active shooter or something like that, bro. I don't really know how I feel about carrying 13 rounds. Like, I feel like I would want a few more, right? So if we need to get to work, and I don't have to just work with 13 rounds. Ultimately, I can pull my big gun out, get to work super quick, super fast, do all my ninja stuff, right? So that's what I carry while we're out and about. Now, I'll tell you, a beach environment is really one of my least favorite environments to plan and pack for. because you got to really think outside the box, and I'm not really a thinking outside the box kind of guy. I like my flip flops, I like my t-shirts, I like my shorts, but I do not like the fact that when I go down to the beach, man, I'm wearing swim trunks and I have nowhere to put a gun. I am not a fanny pack guy by any means, but I started to see that this little trend of bags was starting to get back in style, and I said, hey, you know what? I'll get on Amazon. I'll order me one for $10, and I'll see how I like it. I actually started carrying this little thing while we were back home for the last few days, and I can say I freaking kind of like it, man. I kind of like it. Actually, right now, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these nice little jazzy zip ties, right, and add this to my little pack here. Dude, this is my pockets when I'm wearing. This is gonna act as my pockets whenever I'm out at the beach. I can throw me some cash in here. I don't have my wallet on me. I got my keys on me though. I can throw my keys in here if I needed to. Not like you really need your keys at the beach. I can keep me a little zip tie in this little pocket here. Like I said, dude, worst things that you could happen is go hands on with a guy who's going crazy because you don't have to shoot him. Not everybody has to be shot. So if I got to go hands on with him, the worst thing that can happen is we're just waiting on beach patrol or something to show up, and I ain't got no way to retain it. My little badge, right? Oh man, stop! Or hey, beach patrol shows up. I'm out there fighting, scrapping with this guy. My wife can simply grab my wallet and say, "Hey, he's a cop. This is what happened." Not really that I'm going to be thinking about it to be grabbing my badge, but I don't want to go to jail either, right? So this easily identifies me as, hey, this dude's a police officer. Oh, okay, cool. That way I don't get slammed on my face, slammed on the hood, and put in handcuffs. Got a can of snuff in here, right? Because got to have your fix. But this is a lightweight bag, bro. And this has a little back pouch here. And in this back pouch, I got this freaking cool Charter Arms revolver, man. This thing is super freaking cool. This thing weighs nothing, literally nothing. It is 12 ounces and it is super freaking cool. So I can put this thing in my little bag, I can zip it off, and I can do like all the hip kids do in today's world. Sling this thing around like this, and nobody even expects me to have any type of gun or anything like that. But if I need to get to work, man, I'm right there. Now I'm at work. You got to think about these kinds of things, dude, because attacks happen anywhere and everywhere. And if you're not thinking about it, you're going to be the first victim. So, HD Tactical setup. I thought about that company ultimately to try to get affordable guns in people's hands, affordable gear in people's hands to ultimately stop people from being a victim of a crime. Sunglasses, dude, your everyday stuff, your wallet. Think about all these kinds of things. What are you going to do when you get down to the beach? My super handy dandy bottle here, bro. My Yeti. This thing is freaking cool. I carry this thing all the time. This thing's going to come to the beach with me. Give me a little chug of water. One thing I am adding to the kit this year to bring with me, not really for any type of safety reasons, just for pleasure, is I have my night vision kit. So I'm super cool. I'm super excited to bring my night vision down to a completely dark area like the beach and be able to use those. But yeah, man, think about these kinds of things. If y'all have any questions, reach out to us. If y'all need any type of gear or any type of assistance, reach out to us. Especially if you want the little sub gun that I showed you, man. That little sub gun is super cool and super affordable. Hit us up and we'll get you a price for one. Thank y'all. Stay safe. And remember, always stay HD.